the Filipino fans and to just fans in general who have been following my journey, I just want to say thank you so much.
I'm referring to Filipino fans and simply general admirers who have been following my trip. I would want to express my gratitude. A great deal. Revealed Eala's devastating confession after a terrible loss. Nadal's covert training was made public, and the crazy 2026 plan that will alter everything. Greetings from champions again. Tennis is your first priority. Location of all the explosives, astounding and amazing action from the realm of tennis. If you've been riding the emotional roller coaster that is the you must brace up, Eala phenomenon. Up at this moment, because what we're about to revelation will leave you completely astounded. We're delving deeply into the startling fallout from her tragic loss in Macau. The heartfelt admission had attracted millions of admirers in the world is sincerely concerned. The behind-the-scenes instruction with Rafael Nadal, the renowned player that nobody anticipated. And a comprehensive strategy for 2026. It includes tennis royalty, tactical collaborations, and what could be the most fierce Australian Open campaign that we've saw years ago. This is the narrative that gets everyone conversing, and we're providing you are aware of every single delicious detail. Now, at this moment. Now let's set the scenario. Because there are many levels to this narrative. Layers of passion, drama, and purity athletic theater. The Masters of Macau, the tennis competition, was meant to be another lap of triumph for the Filipino superstar. And further chapter in what has been an incredible year of tennis prowess. Rather, what fans were there when what transpired on that court, the globe with their hearts in their throats and inquiries rushing through their thoughts. The 20-year-old Eala sensation who has been completely rewriting and destroying expectations, walking through history books left and right onto the court to take against an 18-year-old Mara Andrea, a Russian prodigy. Additionally, what followed stunned everyone. Now, everyone is aware that Andreeva is tough. The young Russian has been attracting attention throughout year-long with her courageous style of tennis. It seems that her court coverage almost superhuman, as well as a mental game that conceals her adolescence. However, Eala has earned the moniker Giant Killer. Someone who performs well under duress, someone who has destroyed the whole globe #1 and triumphed when the stakes are at their greatest. Thus, when the fans anticipated fireworks as the game started. Anticipated drama, anticipated Eala to discover she has showed us a lot of that additional equipment. Previously. Rather, what we saw was something much more human, far more vulnerable, and eventually much more exposing the harsh demands of professional tennis player. The scoreboard revealed one tale, but that's what took place. After the last statement that really captured the thoughts and emotions of everyone is observing. In an instant, it will be repeated for many years to come. Eala, clearly worn out and emotionally exhausted, made a declaration that sent shock waves at the tennis court community. She glanced at her followers, at the cameras, at all those who had devoted a great deal of emotion to her trip, and she spoke such things that no one desired to hear. I apologize to everyone. I'm doing my hardest, but this is all I can do. Go. Can you picture the weight behind those terms? This young lady has borne the aspirations and expectations of the whole country on her shoulders, who has become a hero of the country in the Philippines, who has served as an inspiration to youth to get a tennis racket and have high dreams. And here she was in Macau, expressing regret for being human, for hitting a limit on both a physical and emotional level. It would shatter most individuals long before they arrived at this stage. The tiredness wasn't only bodily, but that was unmistakably written on her face and in the droop in her shoulders. This was the accumulation of several months of unrelenting rivalry and travel. Between competitions, of holding aspirations that would crush someone who is twice her age. However, this is where the narrative takes a lovely turn. A moment that serves as a reminder of why tennis, despite all of its ferocity and competitiveness, is still capable of producing true personal connection moments. Mara Andreeva, who was fully entitled to just rejoice over her win and go on, demonstrated an amazing maturity and good sportsmanship. She didn't just provide a token handshake at the net. She moved to embrace Alex. Sincere, passionate hug, and held her there. It was an embrace that said, I see you, and I am aware of how difficult this is. The two young ladies were divided by just 2 years old, stuck in this moment that went beyond rivalry, and discussed the common hardship of young athletes attempting to negotiate the realm of professional tennis. Of that love extended across societal media like wildfire. Russian fans in the Philippines, who would typically be fierce competitors in the comment factions, united to commend both athletes. It was the ultimate tennis match. Best, the purest form of competition, and humanity at its most exquisite, because it highlighted important concerns as well. Was Alexa feeling overwhelmed by the immense pressure of her breakout year at last caught up with her? Was this the start of a decrease prior to her career's conclusion taken off before we start to panic? Mode, let's apply the brakes and examine the larger picture in this case, because context is crucial while we're discussing the 2025 season of Eala. What we saw in Macau wasn't the end of anything. It was just a person being about to approach a brief limit after accomplishing goals that the majority of tennis, let me depict what players only dream of. You can see how crazy Alexa is. Year has been, as you can see, all set up, that tired moment suddenly, everything makes perfect sense in Macau. In this year, Eala said that she was not a promising prospect, not as a potential celebrity, but as an authentic, genuine, right here, right force in women's tennis today. Recall Miami, the sun-kissed paradise where the world's top players assemble to engage in combat with some of the most esteemed tennis courts. Eala wasn't only content to be present, wasn't only attempting to win a round or two. She started crying uncontrollably. Via that draw, creating a path of vanquished rivals and broke expectations behind her. Methodically disassembled Madison Keys, a Grand Slam finalist in the past and one of the game's strongest hitters. That would have been sufficient on its own to create enough headlines to get attention and draw attention, but Alex wasn't finished. Oh no, she was just beginning to begin. In a contest that will be discussed over several years in a performance that declared her arrival on the largest stage. IG and Eala squared up SWICH, the top player in the world, the dominating force in tennis for women. Athlete who has been outperforming everyone in her way. What did Alex do? She was outplayed, not simply defeated. Outthought her and demonstrated the type such mental toughness that you just cannot instruct. When the last ball went after Alex lost to IGSWICH knees in joy, the world of tennis, they all gasped. It wasn't a fortunate day when everything went well. This was acceptable timing of guard change. A juvenile lion defeating the queen of the jungle. Miami's momentum transported Alex to Guadalajara, where she created much more history. She turned into the WTA's first ever Filipino championship, solidifying her position in the record literature and making certain that her name would be remembered for a long time following her performance. The days are past. Reaching the top 50 gamers worldwide, again another significant achievement, things no Filipino had ever accomplished before, and just this month added a gold medal in the Southeast Asian Games to her expanding library of honors, becoming the first Filipina to win the women's singles since 1999 event at that tournament. Can you see the pattern here? History, and additional background. Each time Alex treads on the court, she's not only competing for herself. She bears the burden of tennis aspirations of the whole country. Everyone has been praising each other. Coco Gauff, a part of the tennis world among the most brilliant young stars in the game, has openly praised Alex's accomplishments. Victoria Boko, another growing feeling, has glowingly expressed about her fellow young gun. At home in the Philippines, she has evolved into more than just a national tennis player. Icon, a representation of what is possible when talent combines with tenacity and chance. Every athletic legend that the nation has contributed with their encouragement and respect. So when we during that tired moment in Macau, when those words are said, this is as far we must comprehend them as far as I can. This isn't a player in this situation who is having difficulty or failing. This is a champion who has given their all everything, who has surpassed everything anticipation, and who just reached a temporary wall after the most amazing year conceivable. Now, how can an athlete bounce back after such a season? What should you do when you've just spent a whole year fighting nonstop? Or flight mode, when you've been the when did the underdog turn into the favorite? You've changed the course of history while attempting to manage the pressure of a whole country observing. Do you take a long time with each move? Going on a tropical vacation? Fully detached from tennis and just take a month off? If you're Alex, you do something that talks Eala. Volumes about your personality, your aspirations, and your desire to maintain becoming better even if you've already accomplished a great deal. Alex returned to school, not just any school, however. This is when the narrative becomes completely intriguing. She went back to the Rafa Mallorca's Nadal Academy, the established a prominent training facility being managed by one of the best tennis athletes that have ever survived. Now, Alex had already received their academy diploma. Years before, had already discovered the coaches there and proceeded to the professional tour. Therefore, I returned because it was Rafael Nadal himself and the chance to get first-hand knowledge from a 22-time Grand Slam, King of Clay champion. From a participant whose mental courage and tenacity have evolved into the stuff of mythology. It's not an opportunity you miss. Know of how you're exhausted. In the interviews that follow, Alex was unable to complete this training block. Keep her thankfulness and enthusiasm in check. She spoke about being in the same court as Rafa is one of the most exceptional moments from her whole 2025 campaign. Take a moment to think about it. In a year where she defeated the top player in the world, where she won her first WTA championship, where she made history for her nation repeatedly once again, she continues to rank. Practicing with one of the highlights is Rafael Nadal. That provides all the information you need to understand Alex's perspective about her humility, as well as her comprehension that there's always more to discover, there is always space for improvement and another level to attain. This wasn't a lighthearted, it wasn't a PR event either. Stunt in which they posed for photos and concluded the day. They were out there, sweating, grinding, and focusing on certain elements of her game. Alex indicated that Rafa provided her with thorough comments on her. One of the most important strokes is the forehand in contemporary tennis. He revealed what Alex discreetly referred to as small advice, but anybody who is familiar with Rafael Nadal is aware that his modest counsel most likely includes more tactical and tennis knowledge, more understanding than the majority of players get in their whole lives. The tips of the forehand, the way to think, the method to construct points, the significance of never losing up on a ball, are the mysteries that have united Nadal among the most prosperous and esteemed players in the history of tennis. Picture yourself, Eala, on the other side of the internet from Rafael Nadal, exchanging ground strokes with him, observing his movements, how he considers, how he handles each and every captured with that renowned ferocity. Similar to a young artist getting to spend Picasso's day at the studio or an budding filmmaker observing Martin, this is the transfer, Scorsese on set. Transferring information from one generation to the next, from a well-known tale to rising star. According to Alex, it's a dream fulfilled, and you could hear the sincere feeling in her voice when she discussed it. This wasn't only about tennis technique, but that was plainly important. This concerned knowing what it takes to maintain top-notch excellence. How to control your body and thoughts by using the tour's demanding requirements. How to remain motivated and eager even after you've already succeeded. This training block's timing couldn't be more flawless due to the 2026 season is approaching, and it's shaping up to be enormous. For everything is coming into place, Alex. Space for what could be her true year of breakthroughs. The time when she transitions from being a player with excellent times to always posing a danger at each competition she participates in. Physical recuperation from the weariness of 2025 in addition to the technological gains from collaborating with Nadal paired with the knowledge and assurance from all those great victories. Everything is coming together at just the appropriate moment. The first significant battlefield, the Australian Open, is in 2026, and we have some rather shocking news on Alex's intentions for Melbourne. For the first time in her career, Eala has obtained direct admission to the main draw of the Australian Open for singles. Put an end to slogging through qualifiers. Stop wishing and hoping for a wild card. She has to stop proving herself. She's here in the preliminary rounds. She has a sufficiently high ranking. Achievements are self-evident. She is entering Melbourne Park via the front entrance as an authorized competitor. That's a significant psychological shift, a declaration that she should be at current level, that she has earned her position among the privileged. But here is where it becomes much more fascinating due to Alex isn't only concentrating on singles success. She is posing a twofold danger approach that could increase her odds of achievement and provide her with twice as many chances to create a stir at the first Grand Slam of the year. The list of entries for the women's doubles at the Australian Open has been made available. Additionally, Alex's name in both black and white. Take a look at her partners, as this is a masterful move of strategy planning. She is collaborating with 29-year-old Ingrid Martins powerhouse from Brazil, who has made her reputation as a WTA doubles expert tour. This collaboration is unquestionably intriguing when you dissect it. Martins has a plethora of expertise, things Alex just doesn't yet have, and she has won WTA championships in bad doubles. Merida and Hamburg are aware of the doubles comprehends the whole game. Strategies and placement that create the distinction at the greatest level. She's being under pressure, has shuttered out important games, and is capable of the particular requirements of doubles tennis when each point occurs more quickly, and every choice must be made in 2 parts. Seconds. Combine that seasoned knowledge given Alex's starting strength, her capacity to produce strong angles and topspin from both wings, as well as her lefty serve. It might cause chaos in the doubles format, and you have a mix of that may be deadly. Let's remember that Alex isn't quite as she's a former doubles newbie herself. Winner of the Junior Australian Open Pairs Tournament, thus, she is familiar with these Melbourne courts, understands how they play and what it takes to prevail on this surface. She's arrived at the French Open's second round in doubles as a professional, demonstrating that she is capable of competing at the Grand Slam level. In this manner, yet this collaboration somehow, everything feels different with Martins. Feels more deliberate and calculated. There are more than 2 players involved, collectively wishing for the best. This appears like a well-thought-out partnership intended to make a significant run to challenge for the title, to demonstrate that Alex is capable to succeeding in both singles and doubles in the same competition. The doubles draw will be unquestionably packed at big slams, as it usually is. However, Eala Martins combo contains everything the components of success. The veteran astute coupled with youthful legs and power, the flair of South America combined with Filipino tenacity and resiliency. It's a cultural and combination of styles that might be quite many teams unprepared. Additionally, for Alex, for me, becoming successful in doubles help relieve some of the strain on her singles campaign. Could boost her self-esteem and momentum, and might serve as a backup source of ranking points and prize money even if the singles don't work out as expected. However, even before we reach Melbourne, another competition that's creating a lot of excitement, and Eala is in the midst of it all. The ASB Auckland's Classic is acting as the event to warm up for the Australian swing. And the list of entries seems to be a Hollywood script that no one would believe if you made a proposal to them. First and foremost, the fabled Venus Williams is returning to competitive tennis. Take note of this information. Everyone is talking about it. It will be her first competition after receiving "Yes, you were married" earlier this month. Venus Williams, you read it properly. 7-time Grand Slam champion, one of the most famous people in tennis history, returning to the trip as a newlyweds, taking a wild card to "Can you even compete in Auckland?" Consider the plot if Alex were to sketch Auckland's Venus Williams, the increasing star from the Philippines in opposition to the classic American symbol. The new generation confronts the legendary figure who cleared the path. The novice player to create history by confronting someone who's been creating history for more than 2 decades. It would be a whole package. Office. The kind of match that surpasses tennis to become a true cultural moment. The difference between they would be noticeable, but so would the rivalry due to Venus's absence back just to give the fans a wave and get appearance fees. She's a competitor at her core, and you are aware of she is going to bring everything. The pitch in Auckland is brimming with narratives from beginning to end. Alina Svitolina occupies the top spot and is yearning for atonement after completing as previous year's runner-up in this competition. Emma Navarro, a breakthrough American celebrities from recent seasons, includes seeded second and eager to go on her ascent in the rankings, and correctly in the mix, anticipated to be the Alex Eala, the fourth seed, is in a WTA 250 tournament. The fourth seed is enormous evidence of how far she's rose in the rankings. How much respect that the tour has garnered her, and how she's changed from being a scrappy from underdog to true favorite. She's not going to Auckland in the hopes of no longer unhappy. She's coming in as one of the participants. Anticipated delving deeply into the competition. Among the names that are on the draw, contestants will circle and be really cautious. That's an entirely distinct kind of pressure, a distinct expectations, and it will be interesting to see how Alex manages this new position. Additionally, in the other emerging talents in the Auckland mix include Janice Jin of Indonesia and the American Iva Jovic, a small child, producing this tournament an authentic display of the next generation of tennis for women. In relation to next generation rivalry, the Australian Open doubles pairings are producing some very amazing narratives. As Alex collaborates with her friend and colleague, Ingrid Martens Victoria Bu, a young gun from Canada starlet, who took home her first championship at the Canadian Open, is collaborating with for the Melbourne doubles, Iva Jovic Currents, resulting in a direct collision between two of the most thrilling young players in the sport. So, what we really anticipate from Alex Eala in this pivotal 2026 season? We are really saddened to hear this from Macau. Very vulnerable period in human history and tiredness. That was only a stop, take a big breath before diving into the most significant year in her fledgling career. Rafael Nadal's training sessions were the refinement of an already hazardous weapon, the adjustment of technological details that might make the distinction between great and excellent. Collaboration with Ingrid Martens is the best kind of strategic thinking, optimizing chances and generating many routes to success in Alex Eala is starting 2026 in Melbourne. Not as an enthusiastic participant. Player is only content to compete at this level, but as a serious competitor, whoever anticipates winning games anticipates challenge the status quo, and anticipates continuing to create history for both her nation and herself. She has experienced triumph over the top player in the world, experienced what it's like to defeat the greatest player on a major platform in the world, has gold medals around her neck, had the amazing feeling of serving her nation and providing she has triumphed under that special strain. Professional honors, broken into the top 50, and broke through every obstacle that existed for tennis players from the Philippines. In front of her, now equipped with the Rafael's technical guidance and insight, Nadal recuperated from the weariness of her breakout year and along with an intelligent doubles partner that can assist her traverse the particular difficulties of Grand Slam competition. Alex's role in what may be a few that define your career? Months. The weariness we saw in Macau was transient, an inevitable result of straining her mind and body to the limit boundaries in the quest for greatness. But the class, skill, and perseverance, the ability to play tennis clean, they are enduring traits that characterize who Alex Eala is as a rival. We are perhaps considering a top 20 breakthrough in the works. All of the components are precisely aligned. Guidance and technical assistance from one of the struggle challenged the greatest of all time. Knowledge gained after a year of competition competing with and outperforming the greatest in the world players. The mental fortitude that results from upholding national standards and flourishing under such strain, and the unadulterated skill that was apparent from the instant she took up a racket. In singles or doubles, whether it's in Melbourne or Auckland, you can be certain that Alexa will create a lot of noise. The flags of the Philippines will be joyfully waving from the stands. Her supporters will be yelling at her from halfway across the globe, and there will be champions tennis. Delivering each and every dramatic now, we would want to hear from you. The fervent tennis community that makes champions tennis what it is. You believe Alex Eala will be the first to win Grand Slam singles game in the MINS sketch this year? Is this the time of year when she makes a deep run after breaking through at a major? How do you feel about her doubles collaboration with Ingrid Martens? Is this the most effective combo that can win a Grand Slam championship? Are you more enthusiastic about the possible Venus Williams game in Auckland or the Australian Open campaign? Give up your forecasts, your heated opinions, and your fervent views in the comment area below, since we really adore reading your opinions and discussing the big narratives with you. If you liked this in-depth analysis of the Alex Eala phenomena, if we provided you with details providing information you couldn't get elsewhere otherwise, please show us some affection by utterly destroying that like button. Really aids in the channel's expansion and increase the number of tennis enthusiasts worldwide. Additionally, if you haven't previously joined the Hit That Champions Tennis family, click the subscribe button immediately, then ring that alert bell to ensure you never miss one instance of the drama, the distress, the triumphs and heartbreaks that make tennis the most captivating sport on the earth. We have a huge season ahead of us, full with narratives that will keep us suspenseful of our seats, and this is only the starting. I'm so grateful for observing Champions Tennis, and we'll all see you in the next one where we keep providing you with the greatest thorough, enjoyable, and detailed coverage of tennis anywhere on YouTube.